Alonzo coming up next.
Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at this hot summer afternoon here in September. Alex Alanis, your host, and to my left here, my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez. How are you, sir?
And good looking with me,
And always here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network and Mucho Macho Michelada Studios, one of our sponsors. Thank you very much.
I haven't seen one female since we got here. This place is a sausage fest.
Thank you for that. I do appreciate that, Mr. Engineer. Mr. Pantalones behind the board. Welcome, sir. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. You can also email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. In studio today, we have Robert Salamoni, I hope I said that right, and Rebecca Bryant, which I love the last name because Bryant happens to be one of my favorite Cowboy players. And so I did have to bring that up.
And may I add a favorite basketball player?
Bryant as well. Oh, Kobe Bryant. What do you know about that?
It is
for our NBA fans out in the world.
Hey, show me some respect, boy.
Exactly. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. You can, actually, in-house today, we have textmyflyer.com. Good information. You ever try texting anybody a flyer?
Not really. I've seen them. I've gotten them before, and I'm kind of curious to know how is it that they're getting my number and it's arriving at my phone.
And we will get that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We will get that today here on the show. Robert and Rebecca will share that information with us. They have a lot to talk about, oddly enough, and we will bring that on the show. Let's start with the design deal, Mr. Pantalones, if you will.
That's terribly sexy.
Proud supporters of Michael Aguilar and Associates and Stroke Awareness. You can reach Michael at www.strokeawareness101.com, or you can email Michael at michaelpaguilar@hotmail.com. Michael comes out and he supports stroke awareness. He had a stroke a couple years back, and he is out giving seminars on that particular subject. You can also win a $25 gift card. You can win a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce. Also a $200 teeth whitening from Gardens Dental at 7218 Garfield Avenue, and also in the City of Bell Gardens. Mr. Wallace Gonzalez did have a gift card, but we ended up giving it out as a prize. So thank you again, Mr. Wallace, for that, supporting the show. Let's see if he happens to give us another one. You can win one of those gift cards if you give us a call, 855-693-4897. If you happen to get one of these particular designs, or you have a question for myself, Alonso, Robert, or Rebecca, again, the number 855-693-4897. If you happen to be watching the show, it is on the screen, lower right-hand corner. This is a pre-recorded show, so please try not to call during other days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This particular design we picked a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. Nobody's been able to get it. So without saying it out loud, Rebecca, Robert, do you know what kind of house that is?
That's a pit house.
Thank you for saying it out loud. Now, hopefully they didn't pick up on that, but if you happen to get that particular design, and feel free to log on to Wikipedia, compliments of Wikipedia, you can log on and find that particular house and win one of those $25 gift cards. 855-693-4897. Now, if you want to email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com, you can email us a question, a comment, or a beef. You have a problem with real estate, you're a real estate agent, or you have a particular question, you can email us that question. For those who don't want to call in, and Mr. Alonso helps us with that information. What did we get this week, Mr. Alonso?
This week's question comes out of Gina out of Long Beach, and it says, "My husband and I already signed a contract to sell our home. However, ever since we changed our minds and no longer want to sell, can we get out of selling our home?"
Ooh, loaded question. Hey, you know what? I just wanted to point out real quick, Alonso. We actually got one from LA County.
Yeah,
because usually they're from Orange County, like the Westminster, Garden Grove, Costa Mesa, right? Santa Ana. I don't know. Orange County likes the show. I don't know what it is.
I guess there's more intelligent people in LA County than Orange County.
Wait a minute now. Take it easy. Okay, shall I take that one, or you going to take that one, Mr. Alonso?
Be my guest.
All right. This is a simple, honest answer, and that is absolutely you can cancel at any time.
That's actually correct.
The stipulations, though, is that if you are listed with an agent in the residential listing agreement, you're agreeing with the listing agent to to market the property at a certain amount of time. Typically, it's 6 months. You have a 6-month listing. So if you cancel, say on the second month, the realtor potentially, if on the cancellation, this is what's stipulated, they could potentially collect commissions if that seller decides to sell with somebody else or for sale by owner. The listing agent now has his right to collect his commissions. So that's all by contract. So, Mr. Seller or listener, if you're listening, you can cancel, but there are some restrictions. So you just have to think about those things. A lot of times you might want to wait out the contract. If it goes past that time, then that's when they would be able to sell otherwise.
Well, not only that, if you decide to cancel, just think of a way to soften the blow to the buyers. They're actually looking forward to get their new home. So, I mean, that's something, they probably already paid for the appraisal, the credit report. They're already done a lot of work. So it kind of sucks, when they decide all of a sudden, I don't want to sell anymore.
Not kinda.
Yeah. Oh, it does for everybody all around,
Yeah.
Nobody gets paid, bottom line, and it's something that, you should first be really, really ready when you're going to put your house on the market, because there's a lot of buyers out there that, are doing a lot of work, or you're putting a lot of people to work just to cancel out of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about now, because you just opened the door, Mr. Alonso, to liquidated damages, mediation and arbitration. Let's say that the buyer spent money on an appraisal, on an inspection. Possibly there was a roof problem. They brought out some roof inspectors. Let's say that they did some other types of inspections on the property. It cost them money. They have some liquidated damages. Now, if the seller cancels, they have to have a reason now why they're canceling. Hey, death in the family, lost their job. Maybe they couldn't qualify for a loan. Those are legitimate answers, but if the seller tries to cancel for no reason, it becomes potentially a liable position for the seller now in terms of the liquidated damages. That's on page 7, I believe, of the RPA, which the RPA is going to change in November. It still has that verbiage in there, but right now the current RPA has that information. And Rebecca, you're an agent too as well, right?
I am, yeah.
Are you familiar with the liquidated damages clause?
I am.
Okay,
yes.
so interject anytime. Feel free.
Okay.
But I did want to mention that mainly because it's not just a simple answer as you can cancel. Yeah, I mean, it does say that in the contract, but there are other clauses both in the listing agreement and the purchase agreement.
Well, you got to be aware of the repercussions that are going to occur, and also, they might decide to enforce a contract by getting a lawyer involved, and making it a nightmare for the seller.
Well, you opened the door for something else. So what should you do, Alonso?
What should you do if you're going to list your house? List it and sell it
with the good agent.
Exactly.
To all those real estate agents out there, beware. I think the word is caveat emptor. The term is a French term for buyer beware, and all of these things do apply as a buyer and a seller. These are things that we have fallen into over the years. I remember back in the 1970s. I mean, I was only 10 years old, but back in the 1970s,
You're right.
there's probably do I look that old? There used to be a 2-page contract, and they used to, sit there and write it out over a coffee table and one of those small TVs, right? And nowadays, the RPA is 14 pages, along with the buyer's inspection advisory, and now wood destroying pest addendum and everything else. You're looking at 22 pages at the end of the day.
Now it's a whole dictionary, huh?
Well, exactly, of contract, and you pretty much need your lawyer standing there explaining all this stuff as they're signing it, right? So give us a call, 855-693-4897.
Welcome to the beautiful world of real estate. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, man, let me tell you. Here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network.
Our stomping
did we get any other questions, Mr. Alonso?
There's another one. This one comes out of Martha from Costa Mesa, Orange County.
Oh, there we go. See, Martha, welcome. Yes.
This one says, I agree to buy a house, and now I've changed my mind. How do I cancel?
Wow, that you would have to know where in the transaction she's at, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. I guess at the beginning of the transaction, if you haven't opened escrow and potentially you have a executed contract, you just send in a cancellation. No harm, no foul. They may very well, if you have a savvy broker on the other side, want to force you to deposit that money, so then you can go through the cancellation process. But a lot of agents don't even bother with that stuff.
And now we got to look at the other side now, now we got to look at the seller. The seller took their home off the market now, and there's
So there's that open door again. Liquidated
exactly
damages.
there's
right?
liquidated damages. They could have
Mr.
sold
Buyer,
their
give
home.
me
And,
$500 and we'll call it a day, right? I mean, I've heard agents say stuff like that.
I
you
mean,
know?
they probably entered for a contract for another home for their new home, and now they're not selling their old home because now the buyer backed out. So it goes both ways.
Well, that's part of it. But let me tell you, on the buyer side, a lot of times a buyer would want to cancel on a transaction like that because they have found something better and probably for a better price. So that's why they want to cancel. So I'll tell you what, sometimes even if they're giving up that deposit, it's worth it to them. If the broker just happens to be one of those stickler brokers that is really holding them to their feet to the fire, So this is all interesting stuff.
Well, I mean, there's contracts that have contingencies where you can legally, as a buyer, back out. Like say you don't qualify for a loan and you can legally back out. So I would first, advise my client if they were my buyer, to look for those contingencies to legally back out of it.
Okay, but what if they already deposited the money into escrow as an earnest money deposit, even though they're still in their contingency period? The seller still has to sign a cancellation. What would happen? I mean, mainly because the question is a bit vague, right? Because, they're just asking, what do I do to cancel this transaction as a buyer? We don't know where they're at in the transaction. So the first scenario was they haven't deposited it yet. But what about after the deposit?
But don't most loans have a loan contingency? Most contracts?
Well, all contracts have a loan contingency unless they opt out, okay? But there's usually 3, sometimes 4 contingencies on a contract. What we're talking about is canceling the file. The contingencies are a bit different. You still have to deposit the money,
Okay.
right? Even if you cancel. Well, that's what I'm saying is because the question's a bit vague. We don't quite know where they're at. Where are they at? So, listener, if you happen to have our number, 855-693-4897, give us a call and we'll try to answer your question, but we need some more information on that.
Well, just be aware there are legal consequences for canceling the contract, so you might want to advise an attorney. Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Advise an attorney. I like that.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Real Estate Rant and AGR Realtors are proud supporters of Michael Aguilar and Associates, advocates for stroke awareness and integrative healthcare.
In February 2012, I suffered a stroke due to high blood pressure. I was rushed to the hospital where I was admitted for the next 30 days. I was initially told I may have to stay in the hospital for about 3 months, but I made rapid improvements in my recuperation and continued to improve to this day.
When Michael left the hospital, he did not have insurance to cover his rehabilitation, so he focused on integrative healthcare to get better. At the end of 2013, seeing a need for stroke awareness, Michael started his own company, Michael Aguilar and Associates, to focus on creating awareness about the dangers of high blood pressure and stroke.
If you would like more information, please call me at 562-464-7297, or you can visit my website at www.strokeawareness101.com.
Michael Aguilar and Associates, creating awareness and saving lives one person at a time.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion.
Never compromising integrity for mass production.
Number 1 tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español. Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are on here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Alex. Mr. Alonso, my broker. And we do have in-house today. We have Robert Salamoni and Rebecca Bryant from textmyflyer.com. And they're going to be sharing with us today information about their company and business. And I'll be honest with you, never seen it before. And so that's why I wanted to bring it on the show. I wanted to share with everybody that listens to the show as well as the real estate agents that we market to. So with that, who should we start with? Rebecca, with Robert? Let's start with Robert.
Okay.
Give me a little bit of your background first before we get into the Text My Flyer thing. How did you get interested in this?
A short introduction.
Sure. So I'm in the IT industry, and I've been working in IT as it pertains to real estate for about 15 years. Started out in the 90s before the dot-coms crashed, got into programming after 2000, and so now I'm developing apps.
Computer geek.
Computer geek.
I love the shirt, by the way. I got to tell you, the G.I. Joe shirt, man, dude, that's a classic right there.
It suits, and actually, it's Steve Jobs depicted as G.I. Joe.
Oh, there you
so,
go. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Go.
I could
Jobs.
see him on Revenge of the Nerds. On the,
Well, what about this? I mean, how many times has that shirt been washed? I mean, realistically.
2 times, but I've worn it. I've worn it for a few years.
Right. Okay, there you go. See, so it's one of those it's like a whoopee. Right? You have your security blanket, right?
I don't even wash myself every day. So
Sure, I can vouch for that.
So you mentioned the dot-com boom, right, and the fall of the dot-com industry. You were involved in that?
Oh yeah, I was working in Irvine. I was a network engineer at the time, and it was just a vacuum of jobs. Similar to real estate. It was just all of a sudden there was no jobs. So programming has always been a lot more in demand than network engineering. So I took the time and developed some programming skills, and there was PC programming back then, and then server programming, and now to reinvent myself again, app programming. And now there's, Amazon Fire coming out, and there's, the Windows Phone.
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
What is
I'm
Amazon
just
Fire? Right?
I'm just learning how to use my iPhone. You got to explain this to me in English. You got to explain this to me in English.
You mean this
In
does
language
more than
that we
just
can
talk?
understand.
I'll tell you, a phone has become like your fifth arm. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
crazy. But you mentioned Amazon Fire. What is that?
It's their new phone. So you have iPhone, you have Android, and so Amazon's trying to get in the game with their version of their operating system, their phone. I don't believe they make the hardware, but they make the operating system for their phones.
Right on. So what is it you do now, Bob?
So Text My Flyer, everybody's familiar with YouTube. It's the third most used website on the internet. It's taken off for tweens, and but for real estate, it really hasn't. It's a lot of the heavy hitters, a lot of the big players have really embraced it, but for the average realtor, it really hasn't been embraced. And this kind of facilitates it. Programming is all about writing something that connects to many things. There's integration and utilization of different functions, but is simple. And so this simply maps text codes to what video or pictures you input, and simple data, not MLS data to where it asks for pool, whether it has a fireplace or whatever. It just square footage, lot size, price, address, of course, and it'll take the pictures that you put in, or the pictures that you take. It'll pull from library as well. The video that you take or pull from library, and create a HTML web page and map it to a text code. And you put up a sign that says, text 800 or whatever your text code is to this number. And to the receiver, the buyer, they will get a simple version of, square footage, bedroom, bath, and price. But they'll also get a link to the pictures and the video in a very, nice format. And as the agent, you will get the buyer's telephone number.
So the way it works is you will put up a sign at your listing, and then with the number they can text to get all that information. Potential, instead of calling your phone, now they're gonna text you, or they're gonna text that number, and now you got a lead as an agent, right?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty smart. That's something.
The really neat thing about this is that it doesn't pull from the MLS. And what I mean by that is that a lot of realtors, they have a grace period to where they pre-market their property. They try to door knock and what have you. Without the MLS, you have no way to deliver pictures and video to anybody who might be driving by. But with this, you can. You can deliver pictures and video. You can build up your YouTube channel because the videos are sent to your YouTube channel. And to be honest with you, many realtors feel that they don't have a YouTube channel. They don't know how to set it up. But if you have an Android phone, Android is Google and Google is YouTube, and they make it mandatory that you do have a YouTube, for the new version of Google iOS, you have a YouTube channel. You just may not know it.
Now, you mentioned that the heavy hitters are using YouTube, and I just wanted to mention us here at the Real Estate Rant and AGR and Associates, because we are on YouTube right this moment.
Nice.
Right? We are some of the heavy hitters.
All right.
Get to our studio audience. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. If we can, Mr. Pantalones, throw up the design deal once again. Let's see if we can get a caller. 855-693-4897. If you get this particular design, you can win a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse, compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce, and or a $200 teeth whitening. If you happen to be not hungry and need a teeth whitening, you can get a $200 teeth whitening here at the Real Estate Rant. Just call that number, and there you go, Mr. Pantalones again with that. My goodness gracious.
D. The answer is D.
Yeah, exactly. We had an individual a few weeks back that picked two wrong answers, right? And then I got a phone call like a couple of days later asking for the gift card. I'm like, really? Did you watch the show? I mean, it's
It shows
it's out of
initiative.
control. Yeah. So anyway, so let's back to what you're doing. It's a very interesting concept that you have going here. And I'll be honest with you, I never heard of it before talking with Rebecca. There was an individual that we both know and love, and he came to my office and said, "Hey, here's Rebecca. She is doing something new," and we ended up talking for like about an hour and a half.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, we ended up doing the outline for the show right before that. And we do have a phone call, so let's see.
Wonderful.
All right, you're on. Welcome to the Real Estate Rant. How can we help you today?
Cool, man. Yeah, so I just had a question about the Text My Flower app, I guess.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, so how, I don't know if I jumped in too late into the web deal or what, but what's the cost on it? What's the benefit for me? I'm actually a lender. So, how could I offer this?
Can you call back in about half an hour? No, I'm just kidding. Actually, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding around. We were actually going to cover that later on in the show, but Robert, take it away.
Okay, so for lenders, we do have a sponsored version of the product, and what it is you may have realtors that you sponsor. So for a sponsored version, $24.95, I believe is it $24.95 a month per agent you want to sponsor. They get two text codes, so theoretically 2 listings that they could use it for. And you get a lead, and the agent gets a lead. So what happens is that you get a subscription. There's a promo code that you assign to your subscription, XYZ lender, and you give that promo code to your realtors. They go on the website, they put in the promo code, so it's free for them, but they fill out the profile information. They download the app and activate it. And they create it, and everything they create, you get sent the lead as well to follow up to try to get the loan.
So it creates a beautiful partnership between you and your preferred agents. So you guys can collaborate together. And when you do this Text My Flyer and have the code and listing in front of the agent's home, you get the lead as well as a lender. So you can follow up and ask for pre-qualifications, which is the natural process of the transaction anyway.
So now instead of giving your realtors hard flyers, now you're gonna send them a text version of a.
Go green.
Yeah, it's green.
And I'll tell you what. You know what's ingenious about that. And this is what I love about this, is that most of us that get flyers, we're sitting at a networking event, or we happen to be even at a seminar, and you're handed all this information and flyers. It either ends up in your trunk
Or on the
Yeah.
floor.
car, or you leave it there. It doesn't go with you. You know what I mean? You look at it, you mentally take a note of the information. But what happens if I'm talking to a buyer and they're like, oh wow, you know what? I remember seeing a flyer. I remember seeing a flyer of this particular information, but I forgot to bring it with me. Well, guess what? It's on your phone.
Yeah.
And it never goes away, right?
It never goes away.
Yeah.
It's stored in there. And actually on the app, when you utilize the app and the buyer does text for the code, the app does have a captured information, and it can store that information about the buyer. So you get the buyer's phone number, and it's stored forever on your phone.
So it's sent to the phone and via text, but it's also in the app as well.
So now we can stalk the potential buyers, because
Yes.
they're calling. So now we're marketing them, right? We're using them as marketing leads now.
Do we have another phone call, Mr. Pantalones? Thank you for calling Real Estate Rant. How can we help you? Thank you for calling Real Estate Rant. How can we help you?
Hi, I was just calling about the question on the house.
Oh, you mean the design deal?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Are you watching the show, listener, or are you just listening to it?
I'm watching the show. This is Bobbin.
Oh, Bobbin, how are you? Well, of course.
Bobbin, you know that answer.
The only problem, though, Bobbin, here is that you know the answer to this question.
And if you guess it, you're gonna have to give a gift card now.
So I would have to say, I hope you're not hitting the sauce right now, because quite frankly, if you get this wrong, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed, because you know the answer to this.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. It's a gable house.
Oh, dude. Well, number one, that's not what B says. It says gable front, right? But so how are you, Mr. Bobbin? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I was just watching the show and I put it on mute because I was trying to call in.
Right on. Mr. Bobbin is with Legal Shield. He was on the show a few weeks back, and it was a great show. And Bobbin actually honored us with tying his bow tie on the show. So if you are interested in watching that, which is very interesting, and there's actually some sexy music going on in the background.
That's terribly sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, was I wrong on my answer?
Absolutely, you're wrong on a couple different levels there, Mr. Bobbin.
Can I still get a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse?
You know, I can tell you where to go to get one. Okay, talk to Mr. Carlos Cruz with the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce, and he can help you with that.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bobbin.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you for calling, sir.
Bye.
All right, so first wrong answer of the day. even though Mr. Pantalones took the time to pretty much give him the answer, but still, yeah, Mr. Bobbin liked that.
We're coming out of the break. Hold that thought.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
It's one thing to own a business, it's another to promote it. That's why thousands of business owners rely on Monster Marketing Group. Design, print, mail, custom mailers, all for as little as 29 cents delivered. That includes postage. Send to a neighborhood, zip code, or an entire city. With just a simple call, 888-49-MONSTER, you can easily promote your business, sales, events, grand openings, send coupons, and much more.
Your mail delivers in as little as 5 days. No dealing with the mailing list or paperwork. Monster Marketing does all the heavy lifting. Get started now by calling 888-49-MONSTER or go to monsterng.com.
Monster Marketing Group. We deliver, we give you results, we can prove it.
Hello, this is Steve.
Hey Steve, it's Angela. Just wanted to see if you want to go out to lunch today.
I can't right now. I'm trying to find a company to build my website. The guy I was working with vanished and he won't return my calls.
Hey, you should call Infuse. They've helped our company with our website and it came out great. They've been around for almost about 20 years. They have great service and they're very knowledgeable.
I don't have a big budget though. You think they can still help?
Sure, I saw their portfolio. They work on all types of projects.
Is this one of those overseas companies that only communicates through emails? I want to see someone face to face to show them what I want.
Not at all. They're just down the street from you. Give them a call at 562-450-4512.
What's that number again?
562-450-4512. You can visit them at their website at infuse.com.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
It's hot out here. I need a drink.
Have a mucho macho michelada.
What's a michelada?
Michelada is a Mexican Bloody Mary made with beer. All you have to do is get bucket-sized michelada, open it up, pour it in your favorite beer, and you're good.
What if you don't like beer?
You can use it in lemon lime soda, vodka with lime, or tequila with lemon lime soda.
Sounds delicious. Where do you find it?
You can find it at your favorite store, or you can go to muchomachomichelada.com.
Find us on Twitter and Facebook.
What's up, guys? Sports Guru
And Bud Knocker.
from the Sportscast, Wednesdays, 12 to 2 Pacific on Rant Radio Network.
We got everything you need to know about sports. We got all the latest video highlights. We got You Got Knocked the Out. We got Bonehead of the Week. We're talking sports, drinking beer, and having a good time.
If you missed the show, go to rantradionetwork.com and listen on demand. So check us out every Wednesday, 12 to 2 on Rant Radio Network.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. He has not. Thank you for... I screwed that one up. Thank you for logging in to the Real Estate Rant, our glorious TV show here at the Rant Radio Network, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network and the stomping grounds.
Alex, are you all right?
I'm not okay.
I see you're a little nervous.
Nervous? No.
Oh, okay.
Anxious maybe, right? But nervous, no. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. In-house today, we have Text My Flyer lead generating application. Lead generator application with Mr. Robert Salamoni and Rebecca Bryant with Text My Flyer. And I did have a question before we start going off into more about the application. I noticed on your flyer here it says that you've gone green. Now, what does that mean exactly? Because I don't know, how does that apply to an application?
It applies because realtors spend so much on flyers and paper waste through printers, open house flyers or listing flyers. They go door knocking, and through their 250 door knock campaign, they're constantly handing out a paper flyer. So the residences are handed this paper flyer, and some of them are interested and some of them aren't. And so they either, look at them and utilize them, or they just cast them away as waste. So what we envision is utilizing this app as a paperless venture. So we want to do away with most of the printer costs and away with all that dye and chemical waste that goes along with the process of. And we you're smiling at me.
Well, not to mention all the tree will be saving.
Casting away as waste, not just this. Just throw the damn fire away, right? Just throw it in the round file, right? But casting away as waste. Very diplomatic. Rebecca, thank you. I appreciate that.
And if I could say
always
also,
speak the truth.
Politically correct.
It's not just for flyers for listings. It's also, when you go door knocking, a lot of realtors I've seen hand out property lists, properties that have sold or that are active. Every homeowner wants to know approximately what their home is valued, or what the home down the street that they saw the sign up for or sold for. And so there is a video-only version of this app to where you could provide, video properties that have sold in their area, and go out and tell people, oh, just text this to that, and you'll get a list of properties or video properties that have sold in your area.
Well, that'll be great if when you go door knocking, you get that how many that many live people you visit, but how
Right,
many times do you
responses.
go to a door and they're not there? So you're
No.
just leaving the flyer. So
You
how
just
can
stick
we
it in the
leave-
door. So,
so how can
yeah.
we leave
You leave them a phone.
So leave them a little flyer, and maybe it's a little greener.
Maybe we could
Right
cut
on.
down the size on it, right?
Right. So
All
the
right.
so the beauty of this is it actually takes away for that the paper cost and the paper and the paper campaigns. So what your potential buyer does is they drive by, the house that's being listed or wherever the agent decides to put their sign at, and they text the code to a domain number. So it's a 714-562, whatever it is, and they are provided with a virtual flyer. So they're provided with 16 beautiful photos. They're provided a video that's beautifully laid out. You can make it via any video app that you would like, and you can upload it from your library to this flyer. So it can be as elaborate as a video as you want on this Text My Flyer. So it's given in an instant to the potential buyer. They're given this beautiful delivery, and the best part about it for the agent is as soon as the buyer texts for this flyer and they receive this beautiful delivery of the property, the agent receives the buyer's phone number instantly. So we call it hot leads because you can't get any hotter than an instant, and that's what we're doing. We're doing instant hot leads. No one else is doing this right now, and we're pretty innovative. I mean, I give all the credit obviously to Robert, the creator, sitting next to me, but it's an innovation. We're trying
brains
to.
behind
He's the
the-
brains behind the. Brains behind the beauty.
She had to say that. Now,
like that.
what you were saying though right now is that so say myself as a listing agent, I put up
Right.
a sign, but there would be a writer on top of the sign with the code
Yeah.
that anybody passing by will punch his code in and potentially get information on the property as well as a video.
Exactly. And it's a win-win for everyone because if you think about the buyer, when they pass by a property, they know the neighborhood, they want that neighborhood, they're looking at homes, they see this listing sign. And there are times when that flyer box is empty, the flyers are wet, they're distorted from the sun, they're washed out, and they're disappointed. There's like, I can't see the price, I can't see this, there's nothing there. With this app, it actually gives them, as soon as they text, it gives them everything they want from not even going out of the car. Could be raining, could be hot, whatever. They don't want to get out of the car. They do it right there from their seat. So it's a win for the buyer. It's a win for the seller who's selling the house because they know that their agent's very progressive and that they're using all avenues to, advertise and market their home. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for the agent because the agent looks progressive. They did everything beautifully done. Everything's laid out. Everything's instant. They get a lead. I mean, how much more incentive does an agent need than an instant lead? I mean, people pay thousands of dollars a month for these lead generating services. It's amazing how much people pay. And this app is virtually at like $30 a month. So we do it on a mass market base. We price it at that so that it should be in every agent's pocket.
So let me ask you a question, Robert. So if I have a listing and I want that Text My Flyer, how do I go about getting this? Do I go to you? You'll make up my writer, you'll give me the 800 number or whatever number they're calling, and what's the cost on that?
So
per listing, say.
Sure.
Or is it a per month service that you charge?
So if you go to textmyflyer.com, you'll see the prices on the website. For the individual agents, it's $29.95 for 2 codes, and then it goes up to I think $35 for 4 codes, and then $45 for 6, and then beyond that it's $7 per text code. So we had one agent that wanted 10 text codes at $70 a month, and then so theoretically that could be 10 listings or 10 marketing campaigns, maybe 1 or 2 for different farm areas, so that they know that every code that comes in on that number is from their farm.
Did that agent cry about that $70? Because man, if you have 10 listings,
Yeah, no,
you know?
no,
I mean,
no.
they better not. You know, I'm gonna.
You know,
I'm
you
gonna
agents,
slap that agent. You know.
you agents, honestly, you like to negotiate, you know, but you know when
We'll be talking after the show.
right? But yeah, I mean, $7 a month, you know, when you break it down, you know, per listing, it's peanuts, really, if you're getting live leads, and you know, it works. So why wouldn't you pay for it?
So quite frankly, I don't even need a listing. As long as I'm advertising that text code and potentially have listings, even from other agents, as long as I have their permission,
Yeah.
I can potentially even market other people's listings.
For sure.
Doing
You
the same
could.
thing.
You can even utilize this in an open house. Like if you have if you don't have a listing and you have an open house, you can utilize a sign, put the text code, put the number. You can put it throughout the house, and so you have these people who are interested in the home doing the open house. Instead of having them sign a guest book, they text for the flyer and the virtual video via this, and you instantly get their number. So you don't have to like bother those people coming into your open house. Hey, can you sign here? And they give you a bogus email.
But would it give you your name, or how does it work? Does it give you a number, obviously, but
it does just gives you a number, and it gives you the address of the property that they were inquiring upon. And then in the app, it'll organize it by text code, and it'll organize it by said the property address, because it knows the address that you've assigned.
Doesn't give like the blood type or
no,
anything.
but does it give,
It should.
Does it give you?
If there was a
I mean,
sensor, I'd pull it.
it almost seems like the technology's gone to that point. It's like
it gives you the registered name that the seller's calling out of, or the buyer's calling out of.
It gives you
works?
the cell phone number. It gives you their cell phone
No
number.
registered name. That's
But
something.
no registered name. So then, when you call in on that lead, you just you
Hi.
text my home.
I saw
It should be an instantaneous call. I mean, I would think.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're calling and, you know, saying, oh, I'm the agent on the, 1313 Mockingbird Lane property, you know, that you were looking at. Do you have any questions? Or, you know, I mean, what you agents do.
How'd you know about my listing, Robert? Now, can an individual that happens to be driving by, can they contact the agents from the application?
It does send them the telephone number to the agent, and if it's a sponsored
Lender.
yeah, it'll send the lender's information if there's a lender involved.
Okay.
And on the flyer as well, it does have the picture of the agent if they select to have one in there.
Does it have it like this?
It's upside down.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, what happened to that business card? Because Alonso probably took it. Just real quick, just to identify it, text my flyer. It's TXTMYFLYER. If you look on the screen, Mr. Pantalones, if you will, throw up text my flyer information if you don't mind. You can reach them at 562 area code 639-6257. That's 562-639-6257, and it's TXTMYFLYER, which is text my flyer without the E.
.com.
Okay, .com. And that's their website. You can find a lot of good information on that website, and reach Rebecca and or Robert to sign up for this particular service. It is a fairly new service, and I have seen other services just like it a couple years back. As a matter of fact, we talked about Remax Classic. I used to work for that company, and I had a service like this at that time. It was an 800 number, and actually what I used to do with that service is I would record information about the property, and then obviously my contact information. They could call the number, and it would be like a pre-recorded thing, and then I would get an email of that person's information.
Yes.
Right. So this is a little different because this is actually coming from your phone. It's not coming from the computer.
That's when technology wasn't so advanced. That was back in the dinosaur era.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Flintstones, right? I mean, you have to step out of the car and push, to do that before. That's how it was.
And more importantly, it promotes your YouTube channel, and I can't emphasize that enough, because YouTube is the up and coming next thing. It's a challenge really to create a finished YouTube product that is to the satisfaction of everybody. Transitions between different bedrooms, an intro and exit, or the app does have transitions, but we really didn't focus too much on building out video with a lot of video editing. There is some video editing, but there's so many apps out there to where you can edit video with. And actually, we're going to be having a workshop on September 1st on how to...
October 1st.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, October 1st, yeah.
Yeah, that means it already happened, right?
Yeah. on the different tools out there, for video editing, because once you have your YouTube channel set up and once you have the everything in place to be able to stream it to your channel, really it's all just about creating the videos. And so October 1st, if you want to attend our workshop, it's going to be in Whittier near First and Whittier Boulevard at 7 o'clock, and just call that number and register a seat.
First and Whittier. Is that a Prudential office?
No. We are using the Remax Classic office.
First and Whittier. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, they're they're on the north side of the street.
Yes.
Give us a call, 855-693-4897. And you did say that the YouTube are the heavy hitters.
Yes.
Alonso and I are on YouTube all the time.
Some of the big dogs are there, right?
This particular show will be burned into the universe by YouTube.
Forever.
Even after we're dead, it'll still be there. So you can log on to that.
So your kids can watch it after we're dead.
Look, Daddy, it's Grandpa. So anyway, give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We will not get to your emails during the show, but in subsequent shows, Mr. Alonso will take a look at them, pick the best ones, and we'll try to answer them on the show. In-house today, Text My Flyer with Robert and Rebecca. They're helping us understand their new product, and quite interesting. If you give us a call, you can win one of those $25 gift cards, and or if you have a question for Robert or Rebecca, you can help us explain their product.
And just to before we go on,
yes.
we skipped a very important part. We wanted the short introduction on Rebecca. We kind of just got the version of Robert, but we never got the introduction.
Well, excuse me. So, Rebecca, please, short introduction about yourself.
Oh, are you asking for a 30-minute short or
No, we don't have that much time. Let's try 30 seconds maybe.
Wow. I'm the director of sales and marketing for Text My Flyer, and I also act, and I'm also a real estate agent, and I'm a mother. I'm a PTA room mom and chair member, and everything else.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hold that thought.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Hey, this is Phil from the Three Guys Rant. I'm the good-looking one, in case you're wondering. I'm coming to you today about 90 for life.
There are lots of outdoor activities, but if you're unhealthy, you can't enjoy them. Well, that was us until we found the solution, 90 for life.
What is 90 for life, you ask? Well, 90 is the number of essential nutrients your body needs every day to fight off disease.
So if you're sick of being sick, go to our website, the3guysrant.com, and click on the longevity link today for a better and healthier tomorrow. Looking for some swag? Make sure to check out monsterclothing.com. They got everything from V-necks, t-shirts, hoodies, baby dolls. And remember, custom orders are always welcome, and much more. They're just not on the site yet. www.monsterclothingco.com or call them at 888-49-MONSTER. 888-49-MONSTER. Hablamos español. Doo-doo-doo!
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. All right, and we're back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker,
I'm very talented, man of many talents, may I add?
Mr. Alonso Rodriguez. Here at the holy grounds of the Rant Radio Network and the towers right behind us. Of Los Angeles, hot summer day, which I remember as a kid, September was always cold. I mean, I don't know what it is about this September, but it is scorching hot outside.
Oh, yes, it is.
Thank you, station owners, for having the air conditioner and the fan on, because we can have a comfortable show today. In-house, we have Mr. Robert Salmoni and Rebecca Bryant here with Text My Flyer, and they actually were, just before the last segment, we're sharing Rebecca's introduction as to her background, and Alonso insisted on getting that information, so take it away, Rebecca.
Did I already say repeat it?
Why not?
Okay. So my background, yeah, I'm director of sales and marketing for Text My Flyer, and I also do. I'm also a realtor, and I'm also an actress. So I do that as well.
Where do you find time?
You know, I have 3 children.
Oh, see,
3 beautiful
That doesn't
children.
help.
You should have mentioned that first.
And they're smart children. They don't let me miss a beat. 3 beautiful, smart children. I'm a PTA chair member and room mom, and yeah, I do it.
Let's
I
just keep
pretty much do
stacking
it
it up,
on.
right?
Yeah, I do it all. And I'm a single mother too. Single mother.
I could pretty
too.
much see you on, what was that show called? Housewives or one of those shows?
Yeah, I needed.
Totally.
I'm gonna make my girls the housewife of the suburbs. We're gonna call it the housewives of the burbs soon, and we're gonna have a camera following us at all times. Yeah.
Housewives of the ghettos.
Housewives of the. I wouldn't say ghetto. I would say the burbs though.
Right. And anyway, so Rebecca and Robert are sharing with us about their company and business. Text My Flyer. I've got a question. Can an agent put the status of a property on the flyer? In other words, let's say that they're keying in the code and they're getting information about the property, but it just happens to be pending. But a lot of times they put them as backup.
Do you want to answer that, or do you want me to answer it?
Well, so I mean, all the information.
Let me choose.
Okay,
Robert.
Hi! You're so chauvinistic.
Okay, well there you go.
So, all the information in the flyer is customizable, so you can put whatever you want. In the next to the address, you can put active or pending, or in the comments, you can, highlight that. So yeah, you can, but ultimately, if a property is sold and off the market, just take down the sign. It's not, nobody's going to figure out the text message you sent.
I do want to bring out that there is a feature on the app that's called Edit. So you can edit your listing whenever the flyer. So you can at any time edit the agent comments, and within your agent comment area, you can put active, pending, backup buffer only. You can edit and customize it at any time.
Okay, Mr. Pantalones, I'm not sure what you want, my friend, but what about this? And I know, and I have to ask this question, even though it's a stupid question, but can I make an offer on this application?
No. And the reason is that
that's it. I don't.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
That's our next feature.
Zip forms, and the contracts created by Zip forms. It's their property, their license, their copyright, written information.
I'm sorry. The fan is hitting the. No! Turn it back on, please. Please, thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We don't have the right to replicate that information, that contract information, and their contracts are widely accepted. We wouldn't try to compete with that.
Right on. You could turn back on because somebody's got to hit the button. That's why.
I'm holding
it's getting hot in here. No, just kidding.
Why? Thank you.
Anyway, all right. Well, I just thought I'd ask because it almost seems like there's
sexy and I know it.
Well, I've been in the real estate industry now for 26 years, and I've heard this since the beginning when I very first started. Alonso's been in it just as long as I have, and
I'm not that old, Alvin.
Well, take it easy. Well, he is younger than the both of us, but anyway, so one of the things that I would hear constantly is there was no need for real estate agents, right? I would hear that a lot, but quite frankly, we facilitate the transaction. We take the place of attorneys, like what goes on back east, in the whole transaction process. But what I'm seeing here now with the technology now and with the concept of what you're doing, it's almost like using technology now to take place of some of these things.
I really don't. I've heard that as well. Coming up in the IT industry, and especially, as it pertains to real estate, because I after the .coms crash, I have been in real estate IT in one form or another, since then. And I just don't believe it. I did take on that position in the beginning, that thinking that maybe there would be some kind of transition to limit the role of a realtor in a transaction. But
trying to X us out, Robert.
no, and I don't see how this would do that, and I don't see how you could take the personality, the comfort that a buyer and seller need to keep a transaction together. I mean, personally, I have seen very few smooth transactions where buyers and sellers never got nervous.
Rebecca, would you high five the man for me, please?
Yeah,
because,
definitely.
Because I'm just glad that that's not your agenda, because
No.
there's probably a lot of realtors watching, and they would hate to think that they're buying into a service that actually wants to cut their legs off at the knees, right? So
This is actually the opposite. We're actually giving them leads so they
Yeah,
can
and
interact with them.
the leads are not resold; they're your leads. So it's the data's not packaged and sent out to other realtors like some other lead generating services do.
Well, what about sound? Can you do sound on the app?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the sound it uses the video and sound microphone from the phone, so it's the same quality of video that your phone creates.
Okay, so here's something that I love to see on an application. I know I've seen them on my applications. All the IDX feeds that I've seen have them in terms of what MLS offers and what have you. Maps.
Oh yes, absolutely. It takes GPS. So you can take maps out, or you could put maps in, but that is a feature of the app to where the flyer does provide maps.
And we're actually seeing a short demonstration here. I think you sent this to us by email, Robert. This is just showing an example of what somebody would be doing out in the field on their phone. They would be simply typing in the information, and then it would give them that information. I'm not sure how it's going to run there, but okay, thank you, sir. But this is an example here of that we're looking at. So just because we are running a little bit short of time, I know that you guys wanted to talk about some of the benefits of. We have a call. No call. Oh, 2 minutes. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, see, thank you for the warning this time. I appreciate that, Mr. Pantalones. We have 2 minutes, so if we can, in short, give me the benefits of what Text My Flyer is all about.
So you wanna start, and I'll key in afterwards.
The benefits are that it's, like I was saying, it's hot leads. So as soon as you put this sign, which right behind me, if you want to text for a demo of what this app looks like on your phone, all you viewers out there can text 800 to 562-276-2444, and you will get a demo of a video and flyer that we created, so you guys can look at and see what our product looks like on your phone and what the recipient, the potential buyer, will receive. So the benefit is it's a win-win. So the buyer gets the benefit of an instant virtual flyer with a video, with audio, so you can either turn it on yourself as an agent and introduce yourself as the agent. Hi, this is so-and-so, and it can be it's very customizable. You can turn on yourself, you can turn towards the home, you can spotlight anything you want on that video. It's very impressive. It also gives you 16 photos that are clear and crisp clarity. It also gives you agent comments area. It gives everything to this buyer that they would need on a regular paper flyer, but they, like Alex was saying, it's forever in their phone. The beauty of it for the agent and the lender is that they get the phone number to the potential buyer. So the lender can be happy because they're getting a pre-qualification, and the buyer can be happy because they're getting a hot lead that they can call within seconds. They can even text them if they feel more comfortable texting this hot lead and just giving a short brief message. So it's those are the true benefits.
Does it also come with acting classes?
Well, I'm sorry, I have to interject. We are coming up on the end of the show.
I will charge for that.
I do appreciate you guys coming on the show and sharing that information with us. Tune in again next week for the Real Estate Rant, and we will be here again here at the Rant Radio Network. Coming up next at 5 o'clock, we have the Three Guys Rant. Be sure to tune in.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Rant Radio.
Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest on this show are encouraged to be followed up by a professional tax advisor or attorney, as we are not qualified or authorized to give advice in two areas: legal matters